Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has just started a meeting with Libyan Prime Minister Fayez al-Sarraj here in Istanbul. For more on this, our correspondent Obey Hito joins us from just outside of Dolmabahce Palace in Istanbul. Obey, so the meeting is underway. That's the news that we're getting. And when you look at the relationship between Turkey and the internationally recognized government, the GNA, there's been a higher level of cooperation between these two sides over the past several months. What are the two leaders discussing right now?
Turkey has gone all in with its relationship with the GNA in Tripoli. The UN-backed government is fighting Haftar-backed militias, and the GNA is very keen on protecting the territory that it controls, and that is why Turkey is also throwing its weight behind the GNA because of the very valuable energy resources that are in the territorial waters on the Libyan coast as well as in the Eastern Mediterranean. This issue is going to be at the top of the agenda, as well as the ceasefire that went into place at midnight. Making sure that the ceasefire is holding will allow Turkey and the GNA to strategize how they're going to move forward in this peace process. This has become an international conflict on the diplomatic front. Putin and Angela Merkel, the German chancellor, were meeting just days ago, and they suggested that a UN-backed peace process could be sponsored in Berlin, and that the talks could lead towards a peaceful resolution to the conflict in Libya. However, there are parties that are also involved in the conflict that may make the situation more difficult. The UAE, Egypt and Jordan have thrown their weight behind the Haftar militias, and this is something that Turkey has made a point to oppose, and Turkey has actually sent its own military forces to shore up the GNA on the ground in Tripoli, and this is something that they're going to be discussing in the meeting today. It's going to be very critical for President Erdogan and Fayez al-Sarraj, the Prime Minister of the GNA, to develop a plan on how to move forward, especially when negotiating the maritime borders and deciding on how they're going to engage the other countries that have claimed rights to the energy resources that are in the Eastern Mediterranean. Just days ago, Israel, Greece, and Cyprus signed the East Med pipeline deal, but that pipeline, which is supposed to reach Italy, actually has to go through maritime waters that now Turkey and Libya claim. So all of these countries are going to have to sit at the same table eventually so that they can work out all of these differences and take advantage of the valuable resources there. And that is why Turkey is taking this issue very seriously. We haven't heard yet what's coming out of this meeting today, but I expect that Turkey and the GNA are going to be taking a very strong position towards the deal that Israel, Cyprus, and Greece made, and are going to be open to further political talks to make sure that this conflict does not drag out and turn into a second Syria, as some are suggesting.
All right, Obeda, we'll be coming right back to you when there's a statement from both leaders. Obey Hito live for us